All right, I'm getting ready to get started painting the gray. I have this cool gray 2 pin, and actually I noticed I hadn't put the back number board on, and open. And here we go. Start. And as I've mentioned before, I kind of like to paint against the top of the locomotive and the bottom. Nice thing about this Stealth Gray engine, it's actually, if I were to recommend an engine and just sort of one of several paint schemes, this is actually a pretty good paint scheme. If you're wanting a, for instance, a CSX paint scheme or just any kind of paint scheme to practice, go along this. There's actually a lot of the colors in this paint, the colors, and you can pretty well, like the blue goes over the gray, and even the yellow you can paint over the gray. So it's actually, it's a pretty good, it's a great one, and gray goes on pretty smoothly. So it's actually a pretty good, if you're just wanting to get like an engine or two under your drawing. Achievements. This is definitely a good one. Mainly you just kind of put this coat of gray and just sort of put another coat of gray, and there are even parts where in your project I would certainly even put a third coat of gray. I'll put it on in a couple areas of it. You can kind of see I'm putting it on like in some of the lighter covered areas. It doesn't really hurt to put what I would call a third coat. See, there I'm kind of going over third coat because there are parts of it definitely along the edges here. See, like right there. There are parts of it that don't quite cover as fully along the edges. And actually you can kind of go over on this side because blue is going to go over there. So, and ever so delicately, you can do this with a pencil if you want because it's very delicate with this. The handrails are gray. This is very, very delicate work. I'd probably just do this with a pencil the first time. And actually get a color pencil even is a very good solution for that. Get a color pencil that's cool gray and do that. That's actually a very good solution. Okay, what I'll do is I'll trim the blue this video. And once you do paint over gray, the letters, this becomes a little bit harder to see. Because the CSX that you put there does get a little washed out. But it's still there. Some colors wash it out even more, like orange washes it out, red. I definitely recommend getting like a nice bright light to shine on. That really helps see the details. Make that a little thicker. That's one of the things, is when you trim letters, kind of make them a little thicker. Times. Some letters don't call for it, but a lot of letters could stand to be a little thicker. Okay, so now we'll move on to the next step.